Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, shopkeeper robbed hits robbers off bike. Spurred on by the thought of losing hard-earned revenue from his business, a St. Thomas shopkeeper chased after two men who robbed him of about $100,000 and hit them from their motorcycle. Wally things so through my mind that night, the man them come in on my shop with gun. Take away how much money from me, take away my phone, and I ask them one another if them fi kill me. Me did have to defend myself. The only thing we have in this life are we name, and me have to protect mine, the 28-year-old said boldly. Despite his attempts, the man escaped with the money, but he retrieved his cell phone. The man, who has been operating his shop for a couple of years, used to walk around the communities selling household cleaning agents like soap powder and detergent on Saturdays and Sundays. He was able to buy a wheelbarrow to help him carry his goods. The hard work and the profits allowed him to open a mini wholesale and eventually purchased a vehicle. But with the implementation of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, his business is feeling the pinch. He theorizes that the deserting of the Bull Bay route has allowed the thugs to target the small business operators like he was on August 31. Me dey outside of the shop, but after 11 in the night, and a bike pull up with two men. One come at the shop front and order a cigarette. So me pull the grill for go in for go serve him. But me never lock back the grill because me say, me go just serve them and come back out, he said. The other man, the pillion, come in at the shop after me with a gun and ask, where the money there? And him take about 70 or 80 grand from me. The other man come round and take some other little change, like the $100 and the $50 them. Me did have a knife on the counter and them take it up and fling it out the door. He said the one with the gun asked his accomplice if he should kill him, but he replied, no, make him go on. The shopkeeper said that after the men took the cash and his cell phone, they instructed him not to leave until they rode off, but he did not listen. Me jump in on my car same time and drive them down. Me don't know what come over me, but me did a think about enough things. Just for know say me work hard to set up my shop the real way. Whole heap of things me go through to set up the shop. Me hustle at town with my mother. Me walk for miles and sell soap till me coulda afford to buy a wheelbarrow to push and sell things same way. Me did have to put up a fight, believe me, he said. Cops seized Beretta pistol, one man held it during search in Red Hills. A team of officers assigned to the St. Andrew North Police Division seized one Beretta 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 10 9mm rounds of ammunition during an operation on Belvedere Drive, Red Hills in the parish on Sunday, September 22. Reports are that at about 5:50 p.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises was searched. During the search, the firearm was found on an open lot. One man was taken into custody in relation to the seizure. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigation. Investigations continue. Janice Hines' struggle for justice and healing 8 years after being shot by police. Overwhelmed by a swirl of emotions and the thoughts of what could have been, Janice Hines is grappling to rebuild her life 8 years after the cab passenger was shot during a police chase while on her way to work. Hines, then 21, was shot when cops fired at the taxi during a high-speed chase along the Mount Salem Main Road in St. James. She was eagerly awaiting a second child with her partner, but lost their unborn child during the traumatic event. In an exclusive interview with the news last week, Hines broke her silence on the January 22, 2016 event that changed her life and took everything away from her. She recalled that she was on her way to her job at a call center when the taxi driver ignored the traffic stop, leading to a pursuit by an unmarked police vehicle. I mentioned to the driver that there was police coming and he started to go faster, said Hines. The police started to shoot. I felt something stick me in my back, and because there was an explosion, I told the driver that I think I got shot. I felt the air off my back where I was feeling the tension, and I felt a liquid. So I realized that I actually got shot, she recalled, noting that the cab driver finally yielded to pleas to stop the vehicle. Terrified for her own life and that of her unborn child, Hines described how she swiftly identified herself and sought help from the cops who emerged from the unmarked police vehicle. The two officers came out of the vehicle and I said, "Officer, why did you shoot me?" "There was an officer in brown and he told me to come with him to the hospital," Hines recounted. She was admitted to the nearby Cornwall Regional Hospital where she spent roughly 5 days. Hines said that while she knew her life was forever altered, she was devastated to learn that her unborn child did not survive the ordeal. "I was feeling pain, so I went to my doctor, and it was mentioned that I had lost a baby. I was so traumatized and depressed," she told the news. Following the incident, Anthony Castell, then a senior superintendent of police in St. James at the time, was charged with unlawful wounding and misconduct in a public office. He was found guilty of unlawful wounding on November 23, 2018. A month later, he was ordered to pay $1 million fine or spend 30 days in prison. Castell was admonished and discharged on the misconduct charge. However, Hines told the news that she has yet to see justice in the form of compensation for the traumatic event that not only cost the life of her unborn child, but also left her struggling with depression and paranoia. With a bullet still lodged in her body and a deep fear of public transportation, she has been unable to hold a job. She has also learned that she may never be able to have another child. 8 years later and still nothing. I have to go to the doctor to check on myself, and all of those bills are on me. I am not working because each time I get a job, I am not able to complete my duties because of pain. I have breathing problems, and I have pain where the bullet is lodged under my breast. It has just been a roller coaster for me," Hines lamented. She added, "I don't take public transportation anymore. I now have a fear of going into a public passenger vehicle, and I really do not trust the police because of what happened." Meanwhile, in 2022, Hines' attorney Shellyan Hyman filed an application in the Supreme Court seeking compensation for her client. Hyman recently informed the news team that the last court date was in April of this year, when they were given a date for mediation with the Attorney General's chambers. The mediator was reportedly experiencing some difficulties and requested that the session be postponed, but since then, they have not been able to get a response from the AGC to schedule a new session. Hines told the news that the incident has taken a toll on her finances, leaving the father of her 12-year-old son as the breadwinner. "It has been a really rough patch for me because I can't afford the necessities. I have a child and I'm not able to provide the basic things for him," she lamented. "I'm pretty sure that if I was working, I could have gotten the money from NHT to purchase a house," Hines bemoaned. She said that her days are also now filled with worry and anxiety. "I was happy and full of life before because I didn't have to think about a bullet being lodged in my body and that it can move at any time. Now for me, I am just thinking that I want my child to reach 18 before anything happens to me. That is what's always on my mind now. Because if it's raining, I am feeling pain. If it's hot, I still feel pain. So I have to constantly think about that," said Hines. "The main thing now is to be compensated so I can get on with my life and achieve some things that I was robbed of," she added. Police Commissioner says JCF not resisting use of body cams. Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake has sought to reassure the public that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is not resisting the use of body-worn cameras, but is rather focused on a phased implementation to ensure effectiveness. Blake, speaking at the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industries monthly meeting last week, said 1,000 body-worn cameras are being ordered for the constabulary. However, he said there were some challenges when the JCF first made efforts to have its officers wear the equipment while on duty. "I do not want it to be believed that the body-worn camera is something that was thrust upon us and that we are resisting it," Blake said. He highlighted the complexity of implementing body-worn cameras for the entire police force, with every recorded video being eligible to be used as evidence in court proceedings. The protection, handling, and storing of recorded data from body-worn cameras is critical, Blake declared. He elaborated that when we started first, we made a mistake and we just pinned some body-worn cameras on persons, and we had some computers where we download and things like that. That's a nightmare. We have dispersed different videos across various different computers, and if one of those goes down, we lose everything. When the video is needed for court, you hear that, "Boy, police had it and they destroyed it. Some was corruption," Blake explained. According to the commissioner, Pinning a body-worn camera on a policeman is the easy part. Added Blake on that point, building the infrastructure to manage that data and building the procedure and the policies around it, all of that is the difficult part, and that is what we have been doing. He said the cameras will also feature technology to live stream video recordings. National Security Minister Dr. Harris Chang previously announced the deployment of 400 body cams to the JCF, with plans to acquire 1,000 more in the 2023-2024 fiscal year. The Independent Commission of Investigations is among local stakeholders who have been urging the government to prioritize the acquisition of body cams for the constabulary, especially for use during armed confrontations with citizens or alleged criminals. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.